What's up everybody, it's your boy Nate. If you haven't heard already, AI has gotten impressively good, and I don't just mean good as in being able to tell a cat from a donut good. I mean good enough to take abstract creative concepts and turn them into a reality good. For companies like Blender and Adobe that base their entire existence off humans doing these tasks, this could pose a huge problem. Let me explain. So 10 years ago, if I wanted to see what a Pokemon character would look like if it was a real life version instead of a cartoon, that would require me knowing Photoshop good enough to source together images, stitch them all up, and spend hours on the computer just to get something looking halfway decent. Or I'd have to hop into a 3D software like Blender or ZBrush and painstakingly design every element, light it perfectly, know about topology, and I'd end up with something that looks probably like this. Nowadays though, making something like this can take less than a minute. In fact, it can actually just take a few seconds thanks to AI like DALL-E and Midjourney. Even crazier is that I can have an infinite amount of variations with little to no effort at all. Now, I know that many artists are sleeping with their lights on because honestly, nothing could be scarier than this. It makes us pose the question, is this what drummers felt like in the mid-90s? Now, I know this sounds pretty scary, especially for artists, but if you take a look at history, you may take comfort in knowing that your own creative journey has actually gone through something pretty similar multiple times over. For example, most people no longer have to use a physical pencil to just draw things. Nowadays, we have drawing tablets, and most people also don't have to handwrite letters and send them through the mail because nowadays we have keyboards. And if you think a step further, now we have digital ones. If someone was to tell me 20 years ago that there'd be some big machine that could eat up everyone's art and then spit back out arguably even better art, I would be freaking out too. That's what's happening right now today with AI like DALL-E and Midjourney and Stable Diffusion, which actually have huge banks of information and art styles created by actual human artists, and then they're creating new images based off of those, almost like a master remixing machine. It's not perfect right now, but it's also not far off. But back to the main point, what does this actually mean though for creative software companies that we've grown to love and also hate? You know, Adobe kind of sucks here and there. Well, for Blender and Adobe, they honestly need AI to stay relevant. They can add in a bunch of features like geometry nodes or new effects and presets, but at the end of the day, with the way that the industry is shifting, in a few years from now, you'll be able to think of something, type it out, and it become a reality. At this very moment, Google and Nvidia are developing some cutting edge AI technology that's actually gonna challenge the creative industries in a huge way. For example, this AI created by Google can take a text-based prompt and turn it into a video, which is pretty insane. Like, just take a look at this. It looks crazy just how many details are in this. Also, for those of us who 3D model and sculpt, Nvidia is developing a system to make 3D models based off of a single image or even a text prompt. In a previous video, we talked about how awesome ChatGPT is because you're able to tell it something that you want to do in Blender, and it can actually write you a script that you can plug into Blender, and if it doesn't work right away, it can also troubleshoot so that you can understand what's going on and have the correct solution as well, which is just freaking mind-blowing because we're able to create results like creating a terrain or an instant 3-point lighting with little to no effort at all. We've also talked about using an AI to create instant textures as well as an AI to take simple geometry and turn it into photorealistic results based off of a text prompt, all right within Blender thanks to these plugins. And it doesn't just stop at Blender. Our homie Motion by Nick came out with an awesome video talking about AI in After Effects to create some custom scripts and expressions. Now, the fact that all of these advancements in AI have come out in the past year is just mind-blowing, and I can already imagine it getting even crazier as the years go by. I know all of these news may sound a bit unsettling to the creative community, but there's also a huge positive side, mostly because as much as artists take pride in their knowledge of a specific technique or software or even the ideas that they originally come up with, they actually are piggybacking off of the amazing advancements in technology that has provided them with that ability. So computer-generated graphics got just as much pushback back when it was first introduced. Self-frame hand-drawn animation got replaced with computer drawing tablets and rigging characters. And shoot, photography was even something that just about 10 years ago when I was in high school was mostly reserved to those with a DSLR camera. And nowadays, pretty much everyone has a really capable phone that can take amazing photos without them having to research things like SD cards and aperture, different lenses and f-mounts and whatnot. When you actually embrace all the changes, it's pretty awesome. It's great that more people know how to create awesome stuff, and as a society, everyone gets elevated. So don't worry about AI taking away your job just yet or replacing Blender and Adobe. Instead, think about how much you're going to be able to create even more stuff with less effort, because right now the tools that we use are just as much barriers to creative expression as they are gateways. Now, I'm excited to see what Blender and Adobe do, because let's face it, for years they've been slacking, and I'm glad that there's something to push them to be even more accessible to all. Thanks for watching. I know this video was a little bit different from what we normally have here on the channel. It was more of an exploration of a creative topic. So I want to know if you guys liked it. Let me know down in those comments. Also, if this is your first time on the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ding that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the super dope stuff that we got planned. It's completely free, so yeah. No harm in hitting that subscribe button. Anyways, I'm gonna be leaving a summary written by an AI down in that description box so you guys can check it out. You guys be the judge. Let me know if AI is good enough to actually summarize this whole video for you. That way you can really determine how good the tech is. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope to catch you in the next one. Peace.